Scott Bessent went on Fox Business on Thursday, and he announced the craziest thing, that we may lift sanctions on Iranian oil. The oil belonging to Iran. You know, the country we're bombing. Bessent said this: in the coming days, we may unsanction the Iranian oil that's on the water. In essence, we'd be using the Iranian barrels against the Iranians to keep the price down for the next 10 or 14 days as we continue this campaign. So let me get this straight. We're going to unsanction the oil of the enemy that we're bombing so that we can afford to continue bombing the enemy whose oil we just unsanctioned. It's not satire, folks. That's what the Treasury Secretary of the United States is explaining on television, out loud on purpose, while the bombs are still dropping, while American families are planning funerals for their fallen soldiers, while Trump is still calling this whole thing an excursion. And you don't need me to tell you what this excursion has done to your wallet. Gas, it was $2.93 a month ago. Thursday, $3.88, a 92-cent spike in 30 days. Crude at $111 a barrel, 60% above pre-war levels. And the Strait of Hormuz, through which 20 to 30% of the world's oil moves, is effectively closed. The World Economic Forum has called the damage of the economy a structural shock to the world economy. First, it hits oil, shipping, then aviation. Next, you get inflation, industrial costs, and food security. Wheat is up. Airlines are being rerouted around the closed Middle East airspace, adding hours and cost to every ticket. The Fed held rates this week, but the war has already blown a hole through every economic projection. The economy shed 92,000 jobs last month. This is a self-inflicted wound on the global economy delivered from the man living at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And Iran, they can't match us militarily, but they have figured out exactly how to make it hurt us. They've closed the strait. They hit Qatari LNG facilities. They struck Saudi refineries. They're not winning the traditional war, but they are winning economically. Every week that the strait stays closed is another week of $4 gas and it's rising. Another week of Trump's sliding poll numbers. And another week of eroding midterm margins. Iran's strategy is simple here. Raise the price of escalation until the pain forces de-escalation, and it's working. And Iran, they're not the only enemy we're handing money to. On March 12th, we lifted sanctions on Russian oil. Russia, you know, the country that is invading Ukraine, gave them a 30-day reprieve. Before that, Venezuelan oil sanctions. We lifted those. You know, the country where we staged a coup 2 months ago. So the updated foreign policy from the Trump regime is bomb the countries we say are threats, then lift their sanctions when the bombing gets expensive. Russia, Iran, Venezuela, all are getting economic lifelines from us to absorb the consequences of our own foreign policy. And remember, friends, this war was not launched because Iran was an imminent nuclear threat, right? The intelligence community, their own assessment contradicts the very rationale that we used for the war. We've heard no evidence from an imminent threat. We destroyed their enrichment last year, and they've made no effort to rebuild it. So why did this war happen? 2 reasons, and both of them are centered on November. Reason 1, Trump's approval rating was cratering, still is. The Epstein files dominating the news cycle. So what happens? A war is the oldest rally around the flag play in the book. It buys about 2 weeks before the gas prices started eating through the goodwill. And reason 2, an active war with a foreign enemy gives you foreign interference narrative heading into an election year. You can call any domestic opposition a tool of Iran. And we've already seen the protesters charged under terrorism statutes. We've seen Tulsi Gabbard show up in Georgia with the FBI to seize voting records. An active war with Iran gives all of that ready-made justification. Iran is interfering in our elections. Does it sound familiar? Because this is the 2026 version of a playbook that has been out there forever. And both bets from Trump, though, are losing, thankfully. A new Reuters Ipsos poll shows that 65% of Americans think that Trump will send ground troops into Iran. Only 7% support that idea. 7. 5 out of 7 major pollsters show that the war is opposed by double digits. The Quincy Institute, not liberal, they are a foreign policy think tank, polled Trump voters and found that 79% would support Trump declaring victory and ending the war right now. His own base wants the off-ramp. Young MAGA voters support the war by only 8 points. The rally around the flag effect, it's got an expiration date and it may not have ever happened. But that expiration date has come because of $4 gas. And now this new reporting from the Washington Post and Reuters describes that the Pentagon is considering sending thousands of ground troops to Iran. Representative Adam Smith, the ranking Democrat on the Armed Services Committee, called the leaked plans to put troops on the ground madness. Seriously, this war had no point. We had no reason to start it. And Trump's own side is asking him to stop it. And the only reason that it is still going is so that Trump can try to claim that he is winning even harder. And he also made a promise, by the way, that was worth holding on to here. Not one more Democratic vote for war funding. Not one dime. And if Democrats win the House in November, this gets investigated. Thank God. We will finally figure out all of the snakes hiding under Trump's bed, the skeletons in the closet. And there's one more thing worth saying here. Trump spent years publicly accusing Barack Obama of planning to start a war with Iran to distract from his poll numbers. He tweeted it repeatedly. He said it out loud all the time. He said that Obama would do it to get reelected. Trump is using his own playbook that he wrote years ago. He knew the play existed. He knew exactly what it looked like from the outside, and then he ran the play himself. With this regime, the call is always coming from inside the house. Doesn't it seem like our feeds are getting filled with more and more BS right-wing MAGA content? It's no secret that all these top tech bros are in love with the current regime, so it's no surprise that independent left-leaning media is being squashed by the algorithm. If you like our content and content like us, it doesn't take long to click that thumbs up, share, comment, or subscribe. So please help us keep the truth alive.